Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ghost here. Hope you're all having a great weekend so far. Just wanted to do a quick recorded weekend prep session with you guys. Just go over some of the moves we've been talking about on these weekend prep sessions, as well as some moves I'm looking at for next week. So, just want to make this very quick, probably around 5 minutes, just covering some of these tickers. I am going to start off with this ES move here. So, you guys know I've been talking about the bull market on these weekend prep sessions. I've been saying we are in a bull market. This thing is only going to be continuing higher. So, I've been talking about this bull market ever since we broke out of this weekly falling wedge, and you can see we did come back to the golden zone, which I've talked about several times. Got a sharp bounce out of the golden zone, which just confirms our bullish market. And here we are continuing to all-time highs. So we just broke all-time highs last week on the market. So I did want to touch on this because this is something we've been talking about for quite some time on these weekend prep sessions. So that's for ES. And as we are clearing these all-time highs, I do think we have some more fuel to the upside on ES. If you are looking for a pullback on this move, I'll just be looking at the daily fib retracements here. So I'm taking the swing low here to the swing high, and I'll be watching our golden zone. So if we do come back and retest anywhere between 4608 to 4505, that should be within about a month or so. So I am expecting a pullback, pretty significant pullback on the market. And if you do take a look at the more recent swing low, which would be around here, this is a more short-term pullback we'll be seeing. So I do want to see a pullback on the market to 48.75 to 48.34, and that could be a little short-term pullback before we see some upside continuation. What I am seeing on the daily is a sharp bounce off the 14 EMA, so that does confirm some bullish upside on the market, and I think this market just wants to continue higher from here. So don't expect a pullback just because we hit 5,000 or broke 5,000 on SPX and 500 on SPY, right? It is a key psychological level. I do think the market continues higher, especially based on seasonality. If you guys take a look at the seasonality, up until midway February, we do see a little bit of consolidation, and then we should be expanding to the upside. So that's just based off seasonality, going over the month of February. I do want to cover some of the data we have coming up this week as well. So if you guys take a look here, we have a ton of data that's coming up here. We have the CPI that's going to be on Tuesday, as well as the PPI that's going to be coming out on Friday. So that's the two main data points I'm looking at for next week. We also have some unemployment claims in there, along with a bunch of Fed speakers. So a lot of data coming up for next week. If you have not already marked these down, make sure you have this calendar screenshotted and you're keeping a track of these data points as they hit the market. It is going to be a really key week for the market in terms of data, as well as market being at all-time high should be really key. So that's it for the data and ES points we've covered. Moving on with the watch list for this week. So as we are at all-time highs, what I like to do is look for tickers that might be lagging this kind of move. And I'm going to be breaking down some of these tickers. Some beautiful, beautiful setups I found this weekend when I was doing my TA. First up we have is BA. So this was actually mentioned to me by one of the members in the Discord. So we have a 3-bar. I've been talking about this 3-bar for some time now. So we have a 3-bar. We got an inside bar close, which is classic. And I wanted to trade the setup, but we got another inside bar close. So if you guys remember me talking about a double inside bar close after an outside bar, it's a very rare setup, and you do not want to miss these kind of setups. So make sure you guys have BA marked down. 213.77 is my trigger for upside, and we do have a pretty big gap to fill on BA. So I do want to see BA break upside. If we do break the downside, which is going to be my trigger at 202, I'm not going to be taking any shorts. I do think that BA has been taking a hit pretty aggressively recently, and I do want to see upside on BA. So 213.77 is my trigger. I do want to see some weekly calls hitting the flow, which I have seen some last week coming in for this month. So I will be watching upside on BA. Second setup I have on my watch list is Apple. So again, another inside bar here. This is lagging the all-time high break. You can see here we have not broken all-time highs yet, but if you look at the flow, which I can share in the Discord with you guys, or actually, you know what? Let's just pull it up right here. So here we have all the Apple flow that was picked up by Flow AI last week. You can see they're coming into some 12, 20 strike, 150 calls. So these are in the money, but there's a lot of size behind these calls. And we've seen Apple being hit repeatedly over and over again for the last few weeks, or at least the last few days. And I do expect a lot of upside on Apple here. As soon as we break the upside trigger, I have 191.05. I do expect some upside. And you guys can see here, we are trying to hold on to the daily 14 EMA and 9 EMA as well. So keep an eye on the upside for Apple. I have a target of 200 on this. That is going to be around all-time highs, and I do think that that is pretty achievable as long as the market continues in this direction. I do think Apple has a lot of good bullish structure behind it. Next up on my watch list is Airbnb. So this is another one that you guys mentioned in the Discord. So we are back above that IPO low on Airbnb, and we're consolidating as a inverse head and shoulders right under this dynamic resistance. So you guys can see right here, we aren't having any trouble breaking over that resistance, and we're setting up a clean inverse head and shoulders, and we got an inside bar close here. So I want to see this setup explode to the upside, and I think 160 is achievable. So I got a trigger here, 150.67. That's going to be our inside bar high, and I'm just going to be looking for that to break this week, which should give us a really nice rally on the daily. So you guys can see the inverse head and shoulders a little bit clearer over here, and I do think that this is going to break the upside. Could be this week once we clear that 150.67. So keep an eye on it. There's a lot of volume coming into this move as well. So just got two more setups here on my watch list. Next up I got is Google. I think this is another setup that's going for all-time highs. So you can see right here, we're consolidating right under the all-time highs, and we just closed an inside bar. A lot of strength, a lot of flow behind this. I saw Google pop up on flow AI a bunch of times this week. So 149.44 is the last week high, and we got an outside bar right before that. As soon as we clear that trigger, I think this goes for all-time highs, and I do have a fib extension level all the way up here, 192. So keep an eye on Google for an explosive move. I do think that, this is a monthly inverse head and shoulders kind of look, and I do think that this is going to be exploding to the upside, and that upside target here is definitely achievable. AMD, so this is the last one on my watch list. So I got 5 tickers here. This one we traded on Friday. We got 130% on the calls. So beautiful move on AMD. We broke the double inside bar to the upside, and we closed above it. What does that tell me? It's just bullish confirmation. I want to see AMD go and break this pennant to the upside. So we got NVIDIA earnings coming up soon. That could be the catalyst that sends this higher. But I think before that, we should be able to see a run up here. So I'm expecting a move to break over this trend line right here, come back and retest this massive volume shelf we have, and then continue off to all-time highs here on AMD. So that is it for the 5 tickers I'm watching for this week. I know it can be hard to find some setups while market is breaking all-time highs, so I got you guys with some nice setups. Make sure you guys are following these setups this week. They will make you some money if you trade them, accurately, and just put some analysis into them when you do trade them. Look at flow, look at the dashboard, see if you can confirm your bias with some flow. And I'll definitely be mentioning flow as we trade this week. So I just wanted to make this very quick, very short, and simple, just so everyone can get some tickers in for next week and get our quick prep sessions. I will be doing some more of those live ones that I do on Twitter. I'll be doing more of those maybe next weekend. So stay tuned for that. But I'll see you all tomorrow, and let's kill the market this week. Take it easy, guys.